A plane crash at New York's LaGuardia Airport raises safety concerns. Plus, the See Here Now Festival reveals its highly anticipated lineup, and a breakdown on how what is happening in Iran could impact Monmouth University students here at home. All this and more on this episode of Hawk TV News.
Good evening and welcome back from spring break to another exciting episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Tara D'Alessio.
And I'm Abby Kosh. We begin tonight with new details emerging about the deadly plane crash at New York's LaGuardia Airport on the night of March 22nd, shedding light on the final moments before impact. Investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board say an Air Canada regional jet collided with a fire truck on the runway late Sunday night, killing both pilots and injuring dozens. In the minutes leading up to the crash, air traffic controllers were handling a separate emergency involving a United Airlines flight, which had reported an issue on board and requested assistance. As that situation unfolded, the Air Canada flight was cleared to land on the runway 4 and was descending normally. About 20 seconds before impact, a fire truck responding to the United flight was given permission to cross the same runway. Seconds later, controllers realized the danger and repeatedly ordered the truck to stop. Investigators are now working to determine whether the fire truck crew heard those warnings and why the vehicle continued onto the runway. The crash is the deadliest at LaGuardia in more than 3 decades and has raised serious questions about runway safety and communication. The investigation remains ongoing.
As the conflict between the United States and Iran continues, its economic impact is becoming more visible here at home, especially at the gas pump. Nationwide, gas prices have surged to nearly $4 a gallon on average, making a 32% increase in just 3 weeks. Experts say the spike is largely due to disruptions in global oil supply. As Iran has blocked the Strait of Hormuz, a key shipping route for about 1/5 of the world's oil. For many Americans, that means spending significantly more just to get to work or school. Economists estimate the average household could pay about $740 more on gas this year alone. The impact is also being felt on Wall Street, where stocks have fallen in recent weeks as investors react to uncertainty surrounding the conflict. For college students, including those at Monmouth, this could mean higher commuting costs, more expensive travel, and overall tighter budgets. Experts say the situation remains uncertain and the long-term economic effects will depend on how the conflict develops in the weeks ahead.
It is officially spring, and while there may not be leaves on the trees quite yet, we have one Hawk TV member who cannot wait for her favorite season. Ava McGinty is sharing her favorite springtime activities around Monmouth. Coming up next.
As the weather warms up and spring finally arrives at Monmouth University, it is the perfect time to get outside and take advantage of everything that this area has to offer. After months of cold, gray days, Long Branch and the surrounding shore towns are really starting to come back to life this time of year. And one of the best parts of spring here is how close we are to the beach. So whether it's going to be taking a walk along the water, laying out with friends, or just watching the sunset, the shore is just minutes away from campus, and it makes for an easy escape, especially in between classes, if you're looking for something a little bit more scenic. The Deep Cut Gardens is a great spot for the spring afternoons, whether they're walking the paths with the flowers that are in bloom, and there's plenty of space to relax. It's perfect for a quiet break from campus life, and of course, one of the most popular spring activities in the area is visiting the tulip farms. So just a short drive away from campus, Holland Ridge Farms features thousands of colorful tulips, and that's quickly become a favorite for Monmouth University students who are looking to take, photos and spend a day outdoor. And other things that Monmouth students can look forward to as well as the weather warms up is the return of local farmers markets. The Red Bank Farmers Market opens around Mother's Day and runs through mid-November, making it a perfect weekend activity throughout the semester and into the fall. From fresh produce to baked goods and local vendors, it's a great way to spend a morning with friends, and spring is also a great time to explore the local towns like Asbury Park, where you can walk the boardwalk, grab food with friends, and check out some local shops and especially live music as the season picks up. And for those who do want to stay right on campus, Monmouth itself has plenty to offer this time of year. From studying outside on the Great Lawn or the Erlanger Gardens to attending spring events and sporting games, there's a noticeable shift in energy from students who are spending more time outdoors overall. Definitely that spring campus college vibe. And spring at Monmouth is all about trying to get out, try something new, and take advantage of the location that we have here right in West Long Branch. Something I think we can take for granted sometimes. So whether it's a beach day, a trip to see the tulips, tulips, or a morning walk at the farmer's market, there is no shortage of ways to make the most of the season. For Hawk TV News, I'm Ava McGinty.
Thanks, Ava. Before we left for the spring break, the Student Veteran Association hosted its second annual chili cook-off. This year, the event held special meaning for the Monmouth community as it honored Dorothy Cleary, the director of tutoring and SVA club advisor, who passed away earlier this year. This event began at 3:30 with a moment of silence in her honor, celebrating her impact on our community and remembering a dear colleague and friend. Trophies were awarded to the top 3 student organizations. First place went to the Monmouth Global Education Office, second place to the SVA, and third place to the Student Government Association.
Monmouth University is preparing to open a brand new attraction this spring, the Bruce Springsteen Center for American Music. The center is currently seeking docents, volunteer tour guides who will lead visitors and share their knowledge of American music history. Melissa Ziobrio, the curator of the center, said applicants will undergo a rigorous training program to learn not just about Bruce Springsteen, but 250 years of American music history. The program is open to students and the public, and applicants will take classes on the center's history, its exhibits, and American music in general. Students like Riley Kindler, a music industry student, said she's excited to apply, calling it a chance to, quote, flex her musical history muscles and share her passion for Bruce and music with visitors. Ziobrio said docents will be some of the first people to experience the exhibits, and she hopes school groups and community members will come to learn and be inspired. Training is expected to begin in early May, and more information can be found on the center's website and social media. The docent program promises to give students and volunteers a valuable experience, all while helping to bring the story of Bruce Springsteen and American music history to life. We're now going to send things over to Zev Kalman for an update on the current status of the WrestleMania card.
What's up, wrestling fans? We are still on the road to WrestleMania. We are currently 5 weeks out from the big event, the showcase of the Immortals, if you will. And we have a lot of updates within the last couple weeks. Last time I was on here, we talked about Elimination Chamber and the winners of that picking their final opponents. And it has recently been decided that Liv Morgan, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, will go on to verse Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania. And as for the men's side, Roman Reigns and CM Punk have had a feud in the last couple weeks where they've gone out and had a promo battle within Monday Night Raw, as the main event was mostly them discussing terms with each other. As for other news, on the other side of things, Obafemi will go on to verse Brock Lesnar, a match that is very anticipated and a lot of fans are looking forward to. Something that they've wanted to see for a while is the Ruler, Obafemi, come up from NXT, which he finally has and is finally main roster talent, and he's going up, as I just mentioned, against the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Other matches to look forward to is a potential Gunther opponent that has not been chosen yet, but he is the career killer, as he has been recently dubbed, and WWE has trademarked that title for him, as he has put AJ Styles, John Cena, and Goldberg out of their careers, recently putting Cena out of his career on December 13th, 2025 at the Saturday night's main event. That was Cena's last match, and then recently at the Royal Rumble, which was on January 31st of 2026, Gunther had retired AJ Styles. In other news, Cody Rhodes has his opponent. He will be going up against Randy Orton at the Showcase of Immortals. It's a little bit of a SmackDown rivalry going on there. A very unanticipated rivalry, some would say. Cody Rhodes is a face, and Randy Orton had recently turned heel on him as he had put Cody Rhodes' face into the table during their contract signing on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. With that being said, people are anticipating that 2009 Randy Orton is back and will go on to wreak havoc at WrestleMania as he takes on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Now, other matchups to look forward to are Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, as recently they were seen on SmackDown brawling backstage. They were on top of what I guess you could call cargo. It was a big carrier of some kind, and they both had fallen off and set up a sort of more heated rivalry than they've already had, setting up their match at WrestleMania. Looking on the women's side of things, Becky Lynch on Raw will go up against AJ Lee, who is also on Raw, and they have both had their rivalry going on for a couple months now, as they have fought a couple times at different PLEs in the past, but they will finally settle it all at WrestleMania over the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, which is currently held by AJ Lee. That is all the matches on the card right now for WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at this week's Raw. That will be at MSG, the Garden in New York City, so that will be very fun to see. And as for SmackDown, I'm not sure the location of that yet, but coming up, it's exciting to see what other matches will be planned for WrestleMania. So stay tuned and stick around to hear more about it.
We have an update on Recknick's Hall, which closed earlier this semester after a pipe burst and caused extensive water damage. According to Dr. Fred McKittrick, chair of the Art and Design Department, the building was closed until repairs could be assessed and completed. The DiMatteo Gallery director Scott Nauer said all artwork was successfully removed and none of the pieces were damaged. Classes that were displaced during the repairs were temporarily moved to other locations on campus, including the sculpture and ceramic studios and the anthropology lab. Professors and the registrar's office worked to make sure students could continue their projects. With technology support for software and computer access, students like junior graphic designer major Christina Mehta said adjusting to new spaces has been challenging, but extended deadlines and accommodations helped keep classes on track. Kara Sullivan, director of building services, said the repairs included replacing insulation, ceiling tiles, sheetrock, wall base, and computers, as well as painting and installing a grid system to prevent future damage. The good news is that Recknick's Hall is fully reopened and students are able to complete their semester as planned.
The Oscars took place last weekend, and while we will do a deep dive into the winners on Triple Scoop, we have Daniel Bricker here to give us his thoughts about one winner, K-pop Demon Hunters.
On March 8th, I went with the Monmouth University Pep Band to Washington, D.C. to accompany the boys basketball team for the NCAA tournament. While on the way down, I decided to watch a film that has been circulating the internet and social media for a while, K-pop Demon Hunters, and oh my gosh, what a movie. My favorite part about the movie was the soundtrack with Golden, Soda Pop, and What It Sounds Like as my top 3 songs, with Your Idol as a close fourth. Now, part of the reason I wanted to watch the movie was that I, along with the Monmouth Pep Band, performed one of the songs, Golden, for one of our halftime shows. When it comes to the members of Huntrix, my favorite member is the cutest Magne, Zoe. Every time she's on screen, I find myself laughing and or smiling. In terms of the Saja boys, I especially liked Genu because of his backstory and his interactions with Rumi. Speaking of Genu, I absolutely love Derpy as a side character because of his obsession with trying, and failing, to fix anything that has been knocked over. I've even joked, and at the same time not joked, about wanting a plushie of him. In terms of the comedy, the facial expressions and some of the lines get me laughing a majority of the time. Fun fact for all the anime fans watching, the facial expressions that Zoe and Mira make during the "yeah" scene are references to Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia. So, what are my final thoughts on the movie? In fact, I loved it so much that it became my second favorite non-Disney animated film of all time, right behind the 2004 SpongeBob SquarePants movie. And considering how movies are nowadays, I can safely say that this movie is showing Hollywood how it's done.
Monmouth University hosted its 4th annual Women in Music Industry panel on March 11th at Woods Theater. The event, presented by Blue Hawk Records and Women in Music Collegiate Chapter, featured industry experts sharing insights and advice for students. Panelists included Jenna Guadio, co-president of Vidya, Heather Diarmas, COO of Not Dead Yet Media, and Skylar Lubricant, operations producer at Respective Collective. The women spoke openly about navigating a male-dominated industry, emphasizing the importance of reliability, communication, composure, and building strong relationships. They also stressed supporting other women and the value of positive allies in the workplace. Beyond the career advice, the night featured performances from students Marley Bell, Antonia Bongiorno, and Women in Music president Jolene Amer, singing songs like ABBA's Dancing Queen and Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, celebrating empowerment and perseverance. This event not only provided insight into the music industry, but also gave students a chance to network, learn, and be inspired as they prepare for their future careers.
Students had the chance to de-stress with certified dogs during Office Hours event held February 17th in the Student Center. The event, hosted by Counseling and Prevention Services, aims to promote mental health awareness on campus, with attendance ranging from 40 to 200 students each session. Students like Ashley Moss and James Holder described the event as fun, relaxing, and a great way to reset during a busy school day. Director of Counseling and Prevention Services, Christopher McKittrick explained that interacting with the dogs fosters community, boosts well-being, and even supports academic performance by helping students refocus. Event organizer Eric Kane noted that petting the dogs provides a moment of mindfulness, improving mood and outlook psychology. Professor Megan Delaney added that interacting with the dogs can help restore mental energy, improving and focusing on cognitive clarity. McKittrick said the program is funded by New Jersey Higher Education Grant, and the university expects more than 30 certified therapy dogs to participate by the end of 2026. Students can look forward to more PAWFest Hours events as Monmouth continues to make mental health support fun, accessible, and approachable.
The See Here Now Music Festival has officially announced its lineup for 2026, set to take place September 19th and 20th in Asbury Park. This year's festival will feature more than 25 artists across multiple stages on the beach and in Bradley Beach, blending live music with surf, culture, and art. Headlining Saturday night is folk rock favorites Mumford & Sons, with support from acts like The Offspring, Chaka Khan, The War on Drugs, The All-American Rejects, and Shaggy, among others. Sunday will be headlined by The Strokes, with performances from artists including the Goo Goo Dolls, Moby, the Pixies, Fontaines DC, Ziggy Marley, and more. Festival organizers say See Here Now will continue its tradition of combining music, ocean sustainability, and local culture on the Jersey Shore, making it one of the summer's most anticipated events. Tickets will go on sale March 26th, with options ranging from general admission to VIP packages.
Spring break can be a time for rest and relaxation, or for some, an opportunity to travel. Dean Heidel, Frank Horley, and Ian Epstein took a trip to Nashville over break and are here to share their guide to the must-see spots in the city.
What is up, party people? We're going to talk about me and Ian this spring break. We went to a beautiful place. Ian, what was that place?
I think it was called Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ian, we went to Nashville. What did you think?
First of all, what a beautiful place. What a beautiful city. There's so many places to go, especially Broad Street.
Oh my God! Don't even get me
Broadway.
Broadway. Don't even get me
Broadway, I'm
started.
sorry.
I can write a book about Broadway.
Broadway had so many different kinds of bars, of live music, of restaurants, gift shops, and there was I feel like we went to almost every place, and if we didn't, I wish we did.
Yeah, no. I just want to talk about the scenery real quick of Broadway at night, especially when all the places are lit up. It's like, you talk about this place in like San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge. You got Grand Canyon. Broadway, I don't know if it's on the same scale as the Grand Canyon, but when it's lit up at night, it's pretty freaking cool.
Absolutely. I mean, there was just so much to do, like I said, and one place I went to in Nashville was Andrew Jackson's house.
Andrew Jackson's house,
Yes,
really?
Andrew Jackson's property called the Hermitage has a museum, it has his house, it has some other quarters, and it's 420 acres of land. And it's so huge, and you learn so much about Andrew Jackson, and it's really cool going through his house and seeing. The whole house is 82% original, and there's the dining room, the
That's
bedroom.
really cool.
It's really
I like the fact that it's
amazing.
original.
It's awesome.
That's pretty cool. That's mostly original. Andrew Jackson being one of the former presidents of the United States, I think the 7th president, if I remember
Something
correctly.
like that.
That's very, very cool. A place we went to together on our last day there, the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yes.
We went there together. What did you think about that?
I thought it was really cool,
I agree.
I
it was
will
cool.
say this, Nashville has brought me into the country music scene. I think I've been listening to a lot more country music because of it. And, I've seen people like Elvis Presley, Ray Charles, George Strait, a lot of people that I've listened to before going there and seeing them, learning more about them and seeing their plaques in the Hall of Fame. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah, I agree. I think even the live performances from the bands might have helped your country, your new thing for country.
Yeah, absolutely.
They performed a lot of these very, very well-known country songs, and there was pretty much everywhere you went on Broadway there was a live band. It was awesome, and every night we sat down, listened to some live music, and it was great. It was awesome.
To our audiences who might want to go to Nashville, where would you recommend going? For 20, how about if you're 21 and older, which bars, restaurants would you recommend? Because I know we went to a lot during our trip, and I know there's one that all of us really liked and been there every single day of the trip.
We did go to Jason Aldean's every single day.
Right.
Jason
Could you want to explain what Jason Aldean's
So
is?
Jason Aldean's is a bar on Broadway. We did not eat there, but I've heard the food there is also very, very good. And it's just it's a nice bar scene, it's a nice club scene too. It was really, really fun. Went there all 3 nights. There was like 5, 6 floors, and there's stuff going on pretty much every floor. Another bar, very similar to Aldean's, Morgan Wallen's bar. Shout out Morgan Wallen. I'll be seeing you in concert in August. Can't wait.
Oh my God.
It's going to be, his bar was very, very cool. I think we were also there every day as well. We
We
also
were
got food there.
every day.
We did
And
get
we
food
ate
there.
the second day.
Yes, we ate there the second day, and the food was awesome. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
It was great. What did I get? We got the chicken tenders. Those were really cool. For my main course, I
The food was
totally forgot.
amazing. What did we get? Chicken tenders.
Yeah, we got the chicken. Okay, Nashville chicken tenders. They're different than like the chicken tenders you'll get in
They
West
have to be
Long
that
Ridge.
good. I got the spaghetti and meatballs, which, you know, someone from Jersey, like, the East Coast, you know, reigns supreme. But, like, it was pretty good. But if the chicken and tenders from Frank, if he's saying they're really good, then I might have to try. next
Yeah,
time I
no,
go
they were
there.
great. They were great. They weren't chicken tenders. They were another breed.
What would you say was your favorite place in Nashville?
Ooh, of all the places we went,
Because we've been to Morgan Wallen, we've been to Jason Aldean.
I
We
think an
went to
underrated
Post
one-
Malone's
I was gonna say
bar?
Post Malone's as an
Barstool?
underrated one. The Barstool one was pretty cool too. But Post Malone's place was very, very cool. The live music there was awesome. The last night we sat there for like hours,
Yeah.
listening to live music, and it was awesome. That's how we ended the trip. I think it was a great way to wrap things up, and it kind of summarized pretty much everything we did.
Yeah, I mean, Post Malone's bar was also where we watched the World Baseball Classic final.
That was Jelly Rolls.
That was Jelly
That was
Rolls.
Jelly
That's
Rolls
another
bar.
place I forgot.
Yeah, that was
Jelly
Jelly
Rolls
Rolls.
bar I really liked, and the live music
Yeah.
for that, for the place under Jason Aldean's, I don't remember what it was called, but that place is really cool. And each bar has like different kinds of bands, and they're just so amazing to listen to. And it's an experience that me and Frank recommend to you guys. I would really love to go back, you know, sometime, but there's so much history and so much music and food in Nashville that I think you guys would really want to go to the city. But we're gonna end this segment here. We'll see y'all next time.
We are now in full swing with spring sports, and to give us an update on all things Monmouth Athletics is Frank Horley.
Hello, my name is Frank Horley, here to give you an update on all things sports. As I wear my Aaron Judge World Baseball Classic jersey, the night of this recording is opening night, so let's go Yankees. Speaking of baseball, the Monmouth Hawks baseball team is off to a blazing start in CAA play. They have 7 wins in 9 conference games and sit at 11-10 overall in the season. Chris Walsh and Nick Lavarco have led the way for the Hawks, with both earning weekly awards through the Hawks' first weeks of conference play. The baseball team will travel to North Carolina to take on the Elon Phoenix in a 3-game set this weekend. The baseball team isn't the only squad playing well. The men's lacrosse team survived a late surge from Hofstra that earned their first win in conference play on Saturday, March 21st. The victory also snapped a 3-game losing streak for the Hawks. Ty Caffarelli scored 4 goals for the Hawks in the victory, and he leads the team with 27 goals on the season. The next game is Saturday at home against the Hampton Pirates. Softball has been playing well as late as well, as the team has won 5 of their last 8 games following a 6-game losing streak. The stretch included a 2-game sweep over the University of Maine. Mackenzie Bloss has been leading the way for the Hawks, batting .381 with a .987 OPS. The Hawks will return to the field for a doubleheader against St. Joseph's on Friday, March 27th. Women's lacrosse defeated Radford on March 22nd after dropping the first 2 games of conference play. Shea Berrigan, Brooke Lacey, Olivia Castaldo, and Grace Curtin all had hat tricks in the 16-15 thriller. The next game for women's lacrosse will also be on Saturday, where they will host the William and Mary Tribe. That's all for now. Be sure to stay tuned for more updates on Monmouth sports from yours truly. Thank you and have a good night.
And that wraps up this episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Abby Kosh.
And I'm Tara D'Alessio, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Stay safe, enjoy your week, and we'll see you next time right here on Hawk TV News.